Hi everyone, I am getting towards the end of this picture. This is from Die Welt, Unter Lupe Lande by Rita Berman, and I was rather taken by this wintry bear. I have done the bear in a couple of different browns, the mountains in purples, and there is a video showing how I did this sunset part in various pencils, but what I'm going to do in this video is deal with some of this sort of glacial part of the picture. Now I haven't prepared my colours and I'm just having a look, and some of them need sharpening, which is brilliant. But anyway, what I'm going to do is going to take maybe 3 blues, maybe just looking and thinking actually whether I do want that light blue. So I'm thinking the Sapphire, which is fairly dark, the Denim, and which we do, maybe I was going to go for a lighter blue, but I don't think I will. I think I'll go for the deep blue, which is this one. This one does need a sharpen. Anyway, I will show you my plan. I'm going to mix and match the blues a little bit on the various bits, and let's just look at this one. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Actually, we'll see where it zooms in and where will be convenient. Yeah, let's just move this into the centre a little bit for you. So having a look at this little structure here, I feel I can see various things going on. I feel like this is a square base triangular prism. So this is facing that way, this is facing that way, and this is the base. And that would determine slightly how I colour it, because if that is a base, there's going to be shadow under there. And these are going to be lighter because they're higher up. Do you see? So I'm just going to start. I'm going to use this Sapphire. I just happen to have it in my hand, so that's the one I'm going to use. And my idea was always to colour a darkish edge and then less towards the centre to make it look a little bit shiny and ice-like, like this. But I do want it to be reasonably solid. So what I'm going to do is, when I'm happy with that, okay, I am going to blend it. I'm just going to find my Derwent blending pencil. I'm just going to scribble it on some scrap. It's always worth doing that first. Just make sure you haven't got a different colour in it. It's actually got purple all over it from the mountains. Now here is the blender. Now what you'll see is that with a very quick and gentle layer all over, what it's done is got rid of that paper look. You can't see the paper really quickly, but you can still see the fact that this centre bit is a bit lighter than the edge, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm very happy with that. So that's my Sapphire. I'm going to use the Denim, I think, for the sides. I'm just sort of randomly picking, I think, in fact, but this I think is going to be all a bit lighter, so I'm not going to press so hard. And I'm thinking about that one I did darker all the way around. This one I think I might just do darker on that edge there that's furthest away from us. I'm thinking it might fade towards this corner. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but that's just my thinking. And this side I'm going to do with this same pencil. I don't know why. It's just what's occurring to me. And then fade it towards the corner just like the other one. So basically there's a few more layers there. We get our blender out. It's already got a bit of blue on. I'm not too worried about mixing these blues really. And you'll see that as I blend it, it just darkens it a little bit, gets rid of that paper. But we can still see the difference between the lighter and darker areas, which is exactly how I want it to behave. So it's really good. Now, let's move on down here. Now this piece here, in my head, this is nearest to us. This is furthest away and there's a sort of angle. But because of the way it's drawn, you can imagine it in different ways, so it depends how you see it. But I picked up the deep blue colour to have a go at with this one. And I'm going to do all three the same, and I'm going to do it darker at the bottom, so anything that's a bit further away from me I'm going to do darker, and then I'm going to make it lighter towards the tip. It can be easier to start with the lightest bit actually, and then we can graduate that colour up by adding more layers where we think it's needed, just bit by bit like that. And the same now this side, that's higher and further away, so I want this to be the darkest point and then it to get lighter all the way across, so a bit darker here and lightest up there like that. And then this side, similar to this side, with it being darkest in this corner and then lightest there, a little bit darker there as we go up towards that bit. I'm holding the pencil quite near the centre, not at the tip. I don't want to burnish the page at this point because if I go wrong I can erase. Now I'm going to use my blender again to just, it's really burnishing it, it's pushing it down into the paper a little bit, making that colour more intense and dark, getting rid of that white paper. And you'll see why I need it to, the white paper to disappear in a minute. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a white pen to add on some embellishments. And in order for that to look right, we need it. If you use too much white paper, you won't see it. So we need to make sure there is it's disappeared, the white paper. So this one here. I'm thinking this is the top point. I'm just going to get my eraser though, because there's quite a bit of yellow down here. Now if I put blue on yellow, yeah, green. That's the best I can do. Let's hope that works. So we're back with the sapphire, which is this colour. I'm just going to do this little bit here. I'm just going to do it a bit darker here. And lighter up there. With this one I think I'm going to do opposite corners different colours, so keep the sapphire for this one and make it dark here and lighter up there. That does look a little bit greeny to me, but it'll be okay. Here I think it's going to be darker up here maybe and lighter towards that tip. And then I'm going to use the denim for these other two sides. So a bit darker here than this corner, but much lighter at the top there. And the same here, I'm just going to go from dark to light there. So back out with our blender. So I'm not too worried about mixing up the blues, but don't want to blend the blue into the background at all, so I need to be quite careful. This blender is quite fat because I haven't sharpened it for a while, so I'm just trying to be a little careful with it. Okay, let's do a few more just to keep you going and understanding what's going on and thinking about the different shapes. So this one here, I feel that this is the top and this is the bottom going up to the top, bottom up to the top. This is slightly underneath, but it's on quite a flat angle, so it's almost facing us. That's how I feel about that one. So I'm going to use the sapphire again, and I'm going to do these two pieces with the sapphire. So this is the nearest. So I'm going to make it darker here and fade towards the top, like that. And the same over here, a little bit darker up there too. And fade towards the top, like that. Underneath I'm going to use the deep blue. And I think actually all these three pieces I'm going to do, I'm going to make them darker at the lower parts, nearer the bottom of the page, and lighter as we go up. It's quite dark actually, but it's okay. Actually no, I'm thinking that piece is part of this. I'm not going to do that one now. So grab my blender, just blend this, and this is going to be our final bit of colouring that I'm going to show you, because I think it's all quite similar. Once you've got the gist of what I'm doing, you can have a go. But what I'm going to show you is some white pen. I want to put some white pen on here to make it look a bit more ice-like. This is a Posca white. It's PC1MR, which is a tip that looks like that. Okay. And what I'm going to do is sort of put some shine lines on it, maybe a few dots here and there, just to make it look a little bit more icy, even underneath. Just sort of guessing really what I'm doing, trying to follow this sort of direction of the item a little bit. And I think it adds a little bit of sort of almost mystical magic as well to add a few dots. It's quite interesting what a difference it makes. There we go. I don't know how well you can see that. If I zoom in a little bit more, you might see the white a little bit better. There you are. And so I'm going to continue with this page using these 3 blues, blending, and then add the white at the end to all of it. Now we do have sorry, it's quite slow at zooming in and out. We do have stars here. I will probably just ignore those stars and just colour as, you know, just keep going with the colouring. This bit of white down here, you see there's a bit of white down the side of the page. I may just do that in blue, but I haven't decided yet. Once I've coloured all of this, I will decide. And at the end of the video, there will be a still of this picture, so you can have a look and have a think about whether you want to do something similar, whether on this picture or a different one. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that was a bit of fun, a little bit different, and hopefully useful as well. So happy colouring.